It is the Transformers Supreme Crossover Optimus Prime. Yes. So this is a special edition of the G1 Optimus Prime, reissued in special colors. He's red, very red, as a special collaboration with Supreme, which is some kind of clothing brand. So Optimus is getting into fashion. Interesting. But he's still the Autobot commander, but he's just disguised now as a Supreme truck. So he's got clothes inside. I don't think there's going to be any clothes inside. But I figured this is a different type of Optimus Prime. Obviously, the mold we're very familiar with, but I'm going to go over the deco and have fun with this very interesting version of Optimus. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thanks so much for coming back. That is totally awesome. And I am going to take this out of its packaging and go through it bit by bit, and we're going to have some fun with Optimus. Let's see what he's got going on inside. All right, be right back. So as you can see, it's a normal looking Optimus Prime box for the most part, though he does have Supreme, all the pictures of him. And of course on the side, there he is. Pretty much the same picture on the other side. And the back has the Series 1 artwork from the Transformers toys way back in the day. Plus it has a text spec and the Supreme logo and a whole bunch of other stuff. The text spec, it still says, "Freedom is the right of all sentient beings." Says Function Commander, and just as Optimus Prime is the largest, strongest, and wisest of all Autobots. Feels he is a, my eyes are getting bad. I have to break out my phone so I can zoom in. Yes, Optimus Prime is the largest, strongest, and wisest of all Autobots. Feels his role is the protector of all life, including Earth life. Doesn't say anything else other than the same in various languages. Commandant, Commander, Commandant. La liberté est le droit de tous les... Yeah, I'm really not that good at French. So, it's just Optimus in red, but it's a cool looking box. The bottom has a barcode and, again, more Optimus stuff. So this was a pain in the butt to get because I had to go through and get by it on the secondary market because it sold out super fast, and that kind of irritated me. So I ended up paying a bit more, about 130 bucks for this thing. So probably like, then why are you opening it? Because I care about you guys and I want to show you this, and I'll probably never sell it. So as it comes out of the box, you can see it's got instructions and stickers and the normal wonderful piece of paper in there. But moving it in a little closer, you can see he's got red fists, a red gun, a red roller. He's got his accessories up here, and of course the red cab and red trailer. All right, let's pop him out. This is the point of no return. At this point, I could put it back in the box and be like, yeah, I just took it out for inspection. But once I snap these off, there ain't no going back to mint in box. Now he's got a lot of little plastic things, and the box had a window, which is nice. I have to get these plastic things off of everything. The gun, roller, the fists are individually snapped in there. But there we go, there is roller. Here's his gun. It is a thick style gun. I'm gonna zoom in because it has something you normally don't see on the gun. It has an Autobot symbol. So that I think is kind of neat. Woo, a white Autobot symbol. Here are the fists. They are the ones with the extruded tops. So you can actually put the gun in his hand and he can hold it forward. Here is the hose and the gas tank and the missiles. Now the missiles have yellow tips, which makes it interesting. Here is the trailer, as you can see, all red, and I can move these forward so it's not leaning quite so much. And we will of course take a look inside the trailer. And we have the cab of Optimus Prime. And I'm gonna go over the deco a bit because there are some changes, some noteworthy changes. And of course, here's the plastic. I'm gonna put it back in the box just in case I wanna display it in the box. And a bunch of plastic crap on my table. We're gonna get rid of that. And we have this plastic bag of instructions and such. And we have instructions. There you go. It actually has Supreme on it. And wow, I never know how to transform Optimus Prime without these instructions. No, I mean, they're for people who aren't familiar with the original. Makes sense. The stickers actually look a little bit different than the normal ones. They are very shiny. So I'll put these on eventually. And of course, the thank you paper. Don't need that. All right, so let's take a look at the cab first. We'll put the trailer and the accessories and roller over here. Get out the turntable of doom and do a little bit of zooming in on our fearless leader. as he's sold out to Supreme. You know, sound like a pizza. So he does not have a rub sign on top. You can see a little hole there for the rivet that holds his head on. Rivet, rivet. And he's got yellow detailing on the top lights, which is pretty cool. I like that contrast. And silver for the horns. Very front, you can see that his headlights are yellow. On the bumper, there are yellow details. And there's a little license plate, and it says Supreme. I don't know how easily you can see that, but it says Supreme, take my word for it. The windshield is red tinted all the way around, and on the windshield itself, it actually says Supreme in text there. It's still somewhat translucent. It's in a lighter shade or white on the inside, but yeah, I don't know that that is street legal. I think the cops might have a problem with you having a word across the front windshield. All right, more deco. He's got white Autobot symbols on his arms. You don't need to put Autobot symbols there. And underneath in the silver, there is a Supreme logo. It is the red with the silver coming through. And since we haven't put on the stickers, it's not too much, except on the bottom, you can see the gray here for his legs. Tires are nice and rubber, nice silver wheel wells and all that. So looks cool. Now, before we get into the robot mode, we're going to go through these. So let's bring over the trailer. I have to say, this is one of the most used molds of Optimus Prime ever. I mean, seriously, there are so many different versions. But before I open up the trailer, I just want to mention, in case you're not aware, we do have Toy Spotlight memberships now. You get to watch a special monthly live stream that's members only, where I reveal stuff about my collection and just talk about all kinds of weird stuff. You get previews of coming attractions, and might want to check into it. You can join, become a toy hunter. All right, enough of that. So popping down the ramp, it has Ray here, which is kind of a nice thing, little steps almost. And we will open up trailer now. It's pretty bare inside. I definitely need to add stickers inside, and I will when I get around to it. But it's not totally bare. You can see the little held over Diaclone station there, and he's got yellow and blue paint apps to make it look more functional. The other one also has yellow and blue. It also has an Autobot symbol right here. So you definitely know you're in an Autobot trailer when you're in here. You have the repair arm missile launcher thing. That comes up. Zoom out a little bit more. The canopy is red. Opens up, not a problem. You have your working radar, and you have the claw arm, which can come over the top, open up. The claw, the claw, the claw. Anyways, again, standard Optimus stuff. Now there are missiles, so I'm going to take a couple of the missiles off, but I'm going to tell you right now, I do not see triggers, so I think they just insert, and if you want them to launch, you have to pull them out yourself, shut up Logan, and pretend that they're flying through the air. So 2 off the sprue, pushing them in. Now, is there a shape to them? Yes, they don't go in all the way flush apparently, but close. And then of course, you can this turn? I thought it turned. Yes, it does turn. It's just a little stiff there. I mean, for all the use of this mold, the trailer doesn't seem to have suffered all that much from heavy use. You got the missiles, and you got to go if you want to fire them. There are no triggers, no springs, so there you go. All right, Roller. Roller has some nice silver apps on him, so he's not just a plain little rover guy. The wheels are already on him, which is usually not the case with original Optimus Primes. Now, if we push this back, it locks into place. Press the button. Let's see. Wow, it actually launches pretty well. I'm gonna go way over here. Yeah, I am impressed by the launching. So that is cool. Now, of course, on Roller, you would put the attachment with the gas can, or the gas nozzle, I'm sorry. And again, unlike some earlier versions of Optimus Prime, this is already put together for you. But he can go fuel people. Up into the fuel. Oh, his seats are also black in there, so that's definitely a nice touch. They did do a lot of detailing on a Prime that's mainly red. Now, I know some people also use this for some kind of thing for Optimus to stand in. I've never done that, but that's what it would look like. No Optimus there yet. We got to get to him. And of course, on the bottom, you have these which can go back or forward, depending, or to the sides to hold up the sides of the cab when it's in base mode. All right, cab roll test. About what you'd expect from a G1, putting the trailer on. Roll tests. I mean, obviously, slows down a bit, and backing up can be tricky. Ask anyone who's driven a big truck or anything with a trailer. But rolls well enough, supremely nice. All right, let's bring back Optimus, zoom in a bit. Now, a lot of people say, why don't you show the transformation? Fine, I'll show the transformation. This is Optimus Prime. He is one of the simpler Transformers. I do want to note that there's no chrome. This is silver paint, which you get it. They don't really like to use chrome anymore. Same thing for the front bumper. If you really want, you can take a chrome pen and go over every bit, but I wouldn't do it personally. All right, let's bring down his legs and bring forward his toes. Feels nice and stiff. We take the arms, pull them out to the sides. Now, I always like to give a little bit of a pull back here because it makes it much easier. Some people might not. And once you pull, you can move that forward. Same thing on the other side. Pull and move that forward. And then you flip over the head like so. See, I showed a transformation. His fists come separately. It would have been cool if they had used like Missing Link for this Supreme one, but they did not. So this is what we got. Oops, little tight getting in the right one, but they're fine. And his thick THICC gun can go right in here, and he can hold it forward, not like on the box where he's holding it crooked. And I'm glad it has the extruded hands because that makes it a lot easier. When I was a young boy and I had Optimus, I actually snipped off this handle because it did not have the extruded hands, and I wanted him to hold it forward and not look like an idiot holding it like that. But now I have Optimuses with extrusions on their fists, so don't have to worry about that. Now, as far as in this mode, I mean, you can obviously see this is not chrome, it's silver. Wheels are still rubber. His eyes are blue. It's got the little silver detailing on his head there, but he's very red. You could almost call this Hate Plague Optimus Prime if he had actually, fallen victim to the Hate Plague. Well, he's a cool version of G1 Optimus Prime. I like the colors. I like the fact that he's kind of limited edition. My heirs, whoever they may be, will probably sell him for a pretty penny one day. If you really want to see him in this, there he is. He is standing inside the trailer looking like he's trying to blend in. Maybe they won't see me. If I don't move, I will be imperceptible, even to Perceptor. So that is the Supreme Optimus Prime. Not like the Supreme Starscream, but he's cool. I'm glad I have him. If I didn't have, the money, if I had to choose, this would probably not be something that I would get, say, if I had to trade it off between him and the new Silverbolt for the aerial bots. But luckily, I was able to get him. Not the best price. I would have preferred to get him right from the store right when it happened, but apparently it sold out super quick. And I don't know why Supreme and other companies want to have Optimus Primes with their branding on it, but it gives me interesting toys. I love repaints, so I like it, I get it, and I will put a link in the description to a couple places where you can possibly pick it up. You're not going to get it at original retail unless someone is very, very kind. But yeah, there you have him. Supreme Optimus Prime. You can call him Crimson Prime, Red Wing Prime. No, do you have your Red Wings? Have you ever with Elite? Never mind. Yeah. He's definitely fun, and I hope you enjoy my videos here. If you're enjoying my content, by all means, feel free to subscribe. That'd be kind of awesome. And while you are mulling over this special version of Optimus Prime, I actually have the Target version over here you can check out. Another branded Optimus Prime, different mold, but that's a fun one to check out. And we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting. For clothes,